Well, shooters and reloaders and 3 circles, passengers and members, it's 40 Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone Express. And our topic today is part 3 of the comparison of Hornady, Redding, and Lyman reloading dies, specifically the 45 Colt. We're going to go ahead and break these dies down and talk about the use of them and how they compare. What you're looking at is a set of Redding 45 Colt dies, premium dies. And in this die set is a carbide full-length sizer 45 Colt, a neck expander mouth flaring die, and a bullet seating micrometer die. But you don't get any extras, just a little Allen wrench that you use to tighten up the Redding die lock rings. Well, most reloaders, including myself, salivate when you think about Redding dies because you're talking about the epitome of American-made metal, heavy metal dies. So being the epitome means that it's top quality and top precision, and that's why we salivate. Well, when you first open up this die set, and being that you're interested in quality and precision, the first thing you're going to do is look at the instruction sheet that comes with the dies, right? And so here they are. And they got oil all over them because there's preservative oil on these dies, but not much, just a little tiny film. But anyway, you look at this instruction sheet and you're expecting quality and precision in the instructions, right? That's the last thing you get. This is a set of carbide dies, and here they're talking about case lubrication, inspection, and then lubricating the cases. Well, obviously you don't need to lubricate the cases with carbide dies. And you're talking about a whole paragraph here about the importance of degreasing the dies, something that I don't do, and why do you have to do it? Look how clean these dies look. There's no metal shavings in there. There's not even a lot of oil inside those dies. And therefore, your first paragraph is a waste. This whole paragraph is a waste. And then this whole paragraph here talks about bottleneck cases and what you got to do to full-length resized bottleneck cases. 45 Colt is not a bottleneck case. So this whole first page is useless. Now the back page is useless because all it's talking about are other types of offerings that Redding gives. It's a advertisement page. Now look at the second page, and it's useless too because it talks about custom shoulder location, as if we're going to bump back the shoulder on a 45 Colt. Talk about neck sizing, something we're not going to be doing with a 45 Colt. Talks about bullet seating, but the bullet seating doesn't apply because it doesn't even mention the micrometer. Nowhere in this is it explaining how to best use the micrometer. Doesn't even mention micrometer anywhere. So obviously this set of instructions is a generic set for all kinds of Redding die sets, none in particular specific. Especially not this set. One thing I did find annoying though was that it mentions 4 times the importance of not setting the decapping pin too far out because you're going to wind up hitting the inside of the cartridge case, possibly damaging the spindle in there. Okay, once you get past the instruction sheet, which I'm going to throw right in the trash can, no, you never know, the phone number might be good, so I'll keep that. But anyway, when you look at the dies though, then it becomes obvious you got quality here, and precision, well, that's to be determined, but I'm expecting precision here in these die sets. Let's just go ahead and reload the 45 Colt with this die set. Here are 50 Winchester cases that are all wet, tumbled, clean, and dry, ready to reload. Okay, so now we have the Redding full-length resizing die, properly adjusted to touch the shell plate at full stroke. By the way, we just know how to do that. It wasn't in the instructions. So we go ahead and put a case there, and let's see if the depriming pin, there you go. The priming pin is properly set. We just got that by guessing gosh and just looking at it. Okay, that's 2. Let's go ahead and do all 50. Resize them all. Well, I'm liking the redding dies so far. They did very well. First, go ahead now, take these 50 size cases, put them on that side, the empty block over here. Next die is the neck expanding mouth flaring die, and that's actually a 2-step, very similar to the Lyman M die. So looking forward to using that one. So let's go ahead and put a case in there. Now to save time, I'm going ahead and making the finer adjustments with the expandings so we can get that nice seat. Okay, a little bit of trial and error, but let's go ahead now and run the case through there. And what's happening is the die is creating a 2-step. There it is. So you see how the bullet sits right into a seat there that has the bullet straight. And then from there we can seat it to the depth that we want. That's nice. Let's go ahead and lock this die down. Okay, these bullets from Blue Bullets measure 451. And they are fitting into the second step very snugly. So apparently that second step is 451 because there's not a lot of play in there. But that attests to the precision that we're talking about with Redding products. So looking good. I'm liking this so far. Let's go ahead and do all 50 of them. Okay, last one. Let's go ahead and check this. Look at that. Perfect seat right in there. It made a little pop going in there. Okay, so this Redding expander mouth flare 2-step. You see the 2 steps there? The second step. And then blunderbuss. This worked real well for us. I like this die too. Now Redding bullet seating die, we're going ahead now. We've primed the cases and we're throwing powder charge. 10.2 grains of Herco powder with a 200 grain blue bullet should get us over 1,000 feet per second. There goes the charge right there. But we're going to go ahead and seat the bullet using the seater die that's a micrometer from Redding. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and bring the die body out so we don't crimp, and then go ahead and start seating the bullets until we get the right seating depth. What the profile crimp is a combination roll crimp and taper crimp, so we don't wind up with any bulges that way. Looks like we need to seat the bullet first and then crimp as a separate procedure. Let's do that. Yes, you couldn't see it, but there was a little ring of blue on my finger. A little ring of blue on my finger when we did the last bullet seat. We were doing the bullet seat and the crimp at the same time, and that caused that little bit of powder coat to be shaved. Let's go ahead this time and just seat the bullet. Okay, we popped the bullet right into the case mouth. Now let's go ahead and seat the bullet only. Well, sorry to report that we got big gobs of powder coat scraped off, and this is with the crimp backed way out and the seating stem micrometer pushed all the way down. So we got as little bit of crimping as possible, and it's just taking gobs of powder coat off those bullets. So this round is going to have to be taken apart. And this is the second one we've messed up this way. So this is 2 in a row messed up like this. Sorry to say this, but I went ahead and put the Lee seating die in there and then just put the dummy in and cranked the seating stem down to touch the dummy, and we've got perfect seating depth and there's nothing coming off. No powder coat coming off, so the Lee just did what we wanted the Redding to do, and it was simple. But this isn't fair to the Redding. I'm going to try again, see if we can get that to work. Okay, let's try again. There's the dummy round. We've backed the Redding die completely out so that there's nothing engaging. Now, we're going to run the die body down until we feel some resistance. We don't want any crimping to happen, but we want to get a little bit of distance there. Okay, now we're getting some resistance. So I'll back it off a little bit. Now let's lower the bullet seating stem and hopefully we'll hit the bullet. There. Or is that the bottom? That's just the bottom of the... Alright. So what we have to do is go ahead and charge a case. Set a bullet into the mouth. There it is, that nice two-step. Now we're going to just go ahead and seat the bullet. Okay, we didn't get the full seating and the micrometers cranked all the way down to the bottom. So we have to try and pick it up by using the die body. Let's hope we don't shave any. Oh, look at that. We're shaving. This is very disconcerting. All right, let's go ahead and do one with the Lee now, just to show that it's not anything we're doing. Okay, there it is. Now, let's get my finger cleaned. All right, now we're going to go ahead and seat that bullet. Nothing. This is the way bullet seating should be. Now, I would go ahead and crimp as a separate step with the Lee crimp die, the factory crimp die that we like. And we could do the same thing with the redding too, if we could get the bullet seated and then crimp it as a separate procedure, but we can't get the seating depth without shaving. So I tried everything. I went ahead and used the blunderbuss portion of the expanding stem. So instead of just getting the neck tension, also the second step also got a degree of flare, blunderbuss flare on the case mouth. But even that would not stop the shaving, because as soon as this round goes into the cedar die, it closes up the blunderbuss, and then the lead shaving goes ahead and starts anyway. Now you can see here that not only did it shave powder coat, but it shaved lead. You see that? That's lead coming up. So I don't need to pull this bullet to know that that thing is all stripped right there, that whole side. Shoot this in your gun, you're going to have leading coming out the yin-yang. So the problem is not solvable with a 4.51 lead bullet. We're doomed to shave some of that, and that's not acceptable. So we gotta be fair here. Let's go ahead and set the micrometer back to its normal resting place, so we have some adjustment either way. And then we're gonna go ahead and set the die body, not the crimp. And lo and behold, we're getting seating of the jacketed bullet. Okay, let's go ahead and measure that. 1.564. 564. So then let's go ahead and lower the seating by 10 thousandths. So 564, we expect 554. Look at that, 554. So there's that precision we're talking about. It just so happens that this die set is made for jacketed bullets. See that? Jacketed bullet, it works fine. No shaving, no nothing. clean, beautiful. They should have told me that you don't want to do cast bullets with this die set. Doesn't say that it's only for jacketed bullets, but that's what we got. So you want precision with redding? Well, you gotta go with jacketed bullets, you'll be happy. But for our cast bullet loads, doesn't matter how good they look. If you got a lot of lead shaving or powder coat shaving, those rounds will not be any good. So I can't recommend redding for cast bullets. Bye for now.